This is the Ivox Report.
We're back. Just had a good time off. We were supposed to be back last week, but things got a little crazy. But wanted one more week to just recharge the batteries, and that week is over, and we are here. I'm Daryle Lamont Jenkins, and just above me is Brian. Right over. Oh, I'm trying. This is Christian right here. This is Christian Perez right here.
Hey,
and this,
how we doing, everyone?
Yeah. So, and Caitlin Brown just says, "Hey, Caitlin."
Hey, CJ. What's up,
how we doing, Caitlin?
So everybody.
Caitlin gave me the heads up on what was going on in Ocean Grove.
Yes. We are definitely going to be dealing with that and a whole bunch of other things that's going on in the New England, because there's a lot of stuff going on in New England, and it's been a hell of a summer. Tomorrow is today's the last day of summer, I believe. Today is the very last day of summer, and tomorrow the fall begins, and we'll be a whole different people.
Well, the leaves are turned up here already. I don't think there's a tree that has all green on it at this point already. So it feels like fall up here in the Northeast. I can tell you that.
Oh man, it hasn't changed here yet, thankfully.
So it's beautiful.
Well, we just have to be prepared for it, and with that, another long cold winter that will probably bring out the crazies anyway. I mean, I just had to deal with a couple of crazies over the weekend. Well, it actually is just a couple of crazies, but we'll get to that in a minute. But they tried to make things silly over the summer, but they really didn't do much. I mean, the thing in Portland, Portland, Oregon, we just more or less scared them away from the place that they wanted to be at on 25th. No, was it the 25th of August?
So what I mean, we didn't even hear the beginning of this. It's been a minute, So yeah, it's been around. Why are you in Portland? Why didn't you stay in New Jersey?
Well, it was the 22nd of August. My bad. And I didn't want to stay in here because they asked me to come out, number one. And basically, the Proud Boys wanted to observe a year anniversary of when everything went buck wild out there, and they thought it was going to be at a local waterfront park where they can raise all kinds of hell. Unfortunately for them, that didn't happen. I actually got video of that, but I didn't post it. I didn't put it up here. It's not queued up, so I'm not worried about it. They did get into a little bit of a scuffle with some folks at the place where they ended up at. See, here's the deal. I'm going all over the place with this thing. So let me just explain what happened.
Yeah.
They were supposed to have a rally at a waterfront park in Portland, a really popular, well-known waterfront park down there. And the mayor said, well, y'all not going to get police protection from Antifa. I mean, whoever comes out to these protests, you're basically on your own, which was really okay. Wow. And we were just like, we protect ourselves. All right. Proud Boys were like, they're supposed to be protecting us. So they canceled their little rally at the waterfront and ended up in a abandoned Kmart parking lot further uptown. further out of town. So it was still within the city limits, but it was not where they wanted to be.
Were these gassed themselves accidentally?
Excuse me?
Were these the guys that gassed themselves accidentally? The ones that set off tear gas? They were like standing together. Wasn't this a couple weeks ago?
I'm not too sure about that. I do know that when there were some folks that got into it with them, that some folks did in fact go up there to protest them at the Kmart, and they got into a little bit of a fight here and there. One guy, everybody knows him, Tiny, decided he was going to go chase after Antifa, and he ended up getting a fire extinguisher full of a face full of a fire extinguisher. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's what happened to him. So I mean, that's a funny video that's circulating Twitter right now. But what happened was overall we won because they weren't allowed to have their event where they wanted to have their event.
Yeah.
And
good job.
It wasn't the last rally that was that happened this summer in regards to Tiny and the Proud Boys. In fact, what happened a couple of weeks later, I can't recall what day it was, just a couple of weeks ago. I think I want to say Labor Day weekend. They had some sort of a rally, an anti-vax rally in Washington State.
Oh, boy.
And some hell here and there broke loose, to which Tiny, the story is that he got shot.
Oh, wow.
Some people say he shot himself, but they can't really say that he shot, because he was apparently supposed to be, he apparently was carrying, and he shot himself in the leg.
So what are the, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
But the story is that actually apparently Antifa shot him as he tried to attack them. They can't, he can't, but the story is still out there. We still don't know exactly what's going on. We do know that if Tiny did shoot himself, that meant he had a gun, and he shouldn't have a gun considering that he just got out of jail. So
I want to ask about, like, what are the Proud Boys? Now you mentioned anti-vax stuff. Is that what they're organizing around now? Anti-vax? I mean,
anything that is right wing, anything that is a right wing cause, they're just going to be around to try to exploit. All they want to do is fight the opposition. That's basically all they want to do, which is why it was probably disappointing the 18th of September, this past Saturday, because they really wanted people to come out to this. A matter of fact, at the Portland rally, Randy Ireland of a New York chapter of Proud Boys announced that he was participating in said rally and encouraged everybody to come out, all the Proud Boys, and I mean, to damn it, I can't talk today, to the Saturday's rally. But the week before, Henry Tarrio, on his way to prison for trying to burn or actually burning a Black Lives Matter banner that he tore down off of a church with some help that didn't get arrested, by the way. Mm-hmm. He said that he doesn't know where everybody got this information about the Proud Boys supposed to be coming to the rally in DC. We're not going to be there. No Proud Boys are going to be there. And truth be told, we got it from Randy Ireland. He's the one who said that it was going to happen. And here's the fun part. The rally happened, and it was a nothing burger. But a Proud Boy, at least one Proud Boy, I mean, I heard that there were several other Proud Boys that was in the crowd, but at least one Proud Boy showed up. The third video, Leah, the guy in the red shirt. People are going to know.
Figure out a solution without violence. I think that's the way to do it.
Now, you were underneath the woman who was killed. What happened?
I was underneath her. I was on her side. I was holding her hand when she died. She got crushed to death. I was getting crushed to death. My issue is, for all the violent rioters, of course, throw them in prison. But you cannot murder an innocent woman and then lie about her dying of a drug overdose, and then lie about the people who killed her. They say it was Trump supporters who killed her. That was a lie. It was the Capitol Police. That tunnel right there was a death trap. They used gas on us that wasn't even tear gas. Tear gas makes your face burn, if I remember correctly. This gas didn't do that. It made it so we literally could not breathe, and we fall over limp, we face plant, and about 30 people fall on top of us. And after people are trying to pull them
police
off,
even
police
deploy
are
gas?
beating them and macing them. There was so
Again?
much mace.
when that happened,
Police
what were those
even
people
deploy
trying
gas?
to
I know
do?
the protest.
They were trying to pull us out.
No, but what were they trying to do?
He's talking about gas. I was wondering, did the police even use gas during the riots, or didn't most of the gas come from people in the crowd?
I don't recall the police using tear gas during J6. I don't recall.
I don't. I mean, I've seen a lot of reports. I've watched the congressional hearings. I didn't. Usually it's like kind of standard use of force reporting to say whether they deployed gas. They don't really hide that. They'll say, yeah, we gassed people. I never heard that. So
Yeah, they were ordered to use
complaining
tear
about
gas.
that was you douchebags doing that, not the pigs.
Now, this dude, and I apologize for not remembering his name off the top of my head, but this guy is a Proud Boy that we encountered in San Francisco. He was the one that was he says he's a Proud Boy. Proud Boys aren't really saying that he's a Proud Boy, but it seems to be vague. But he was over there bragging about how he was gonna beat the shit out of everybody that was gonna stand in his way in San Francisco. And then when his little rally happened in San Francisco last year, he got his 2 front teeth knocked out. As you can see, he's got his teeth fixed. He's really just a laughingstock. Now, he was at J6. He was in January. He was at the Capitol on that day, but I do not believe he went inside. He's talking about the woman. He was there when the woman. He says he was there when the woman got trampled to death, and one of the QAnon folks got trampled to death during the event and during the insurrection. And there's some sort of conspiracy theory that's being built around it right now, and it's just weird. I guess it's just a way that these characters are trying to save face. And Roseanne Boylan, that was his name. That was her name.
Roseanne Boylan. She was 34 years old from Georgia.
Yeah. Thanks. Unblocked live on our feed. Isn't it somebody new? Nice to see you there. Welcome to the podcast. Give him a plug.
Yeah.
Philip Anderson.
Yes, Philip Anderson is the guy's name. Now, interestingly enough, now I should explain what exactly was supposed to be going on. This was supposed to be a more or less free the insurrectionist rally, and they've been going around for the past couple of months at basically from DC to to New York, trying to call for the release of everybody that was arrested, or rather the peaceful protesters in January 6th, which and the Proud Boys were a part of that those rallies under a group called Citizens Against Criminal Persecutions, Citizens Against Political Persecutions. And this rally, as I've been trying to allude to, has been it was supposed to be a little larger. Feel me? It was supposed to be about 700 people. It didn't even get that much, and they did what they felt they needed to do. I guess it was more cameras. I think I lost you. Hold on a second. Can you see me?
No, but we can hear you.
All right. Yeah, it says my browser has lost connection to my camera. I do not know why. Hopefully it will come back. I'm seem to be having some problems with my connection, and I don't know why, but I'm going to saunter through. Let's shut down this video. Maybe that will help. Let's I'll just remove the video. Maybe I just
maybe tinker with your settings, your cam and mic settings down there.
Yeah, I feel like playing the music video as I'm trying to put this together, but alas, I don't know what's going on. If you would like to talk, did you see that thing? Well, let me explain what happened since I'm here right now. So there was supposed to be this rally. The rally was supposed to be larger. It was supposed to feature some featured some Proud Boys, featured some Oath Keepers. Everybody was supposed to be out. In the end, I think there was more people out there with cameras than there was people supporting the insurrection. But they were trying to boast and trying to brag about the fact that they were being nonviolent that day. Of course, I mean, everybody was looking for you to try to pull some shit. You're not going to do it then.
They always set the bar low.
Yeah. So, and they also try to talk about how nobody's a white supremacist in this crowd. Well, wrong answer. And I'm really mad because I want to make sure that this video comes up. Though the second one, Leah, I want to see if it comes up. It doesn't look like it's coming up on my end. And if not, start cam. Let's try this. There we go.
There he is.
There I am. But now, where is the video?
He's coming. Hang on a minute. Is it here?
It's not coming up. Because I get to introduce y'all to somebody that I didn't expect to see there today. See there that day. And it's not coming up. But it is up on Twitter. I should just let y'all know.
Leah, try popping that video out and back in again. See if it plays. Seems to be stuck a little bit there.
Let's see if it comes up.
If not, we may be having connection issues on her end. No,
yeah, it's weird having some bad connections here.
Yeah, I think we just lost Daryle. I think he had a little bit of a bad connection there. So hopefully he'll reconnect and come back in a second. And that's why we're having trouble playing the video there. But Christian and I are here, and we can fill some airtime. Wait, he's back. There we go. And we're back. And he's gone again. Wait. And he's back.
There he is.
Hey,
and
I'm here.
Don't move. Don't go anywhere. We lost all your videos.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Welcome back to the Advice.
Hey, we're just getting our speed legs back, people. This is gonna happen. So now I gotta load up the damn videos again, and hopefully, yes, this is the one video that I definitely want people to see. So play it. Everybody gets to meet the man, the myth, the legend himself later. Jared freaking Taylor.
Hey, Jared, how you doing, man? What brings you to this land?
Hey, just pure tourism. I'll shake your hand.
Why not? I'll do it. I'll shake your hand for now. I'm being cordial because everybody's being cordial.
I've seen your name. I mean,
Yes.
I've heard you
This
speak.
is Mr. Jenkins.
Yeah.
Mr. Jenkins, the one and only.
The one and only. And you're the one and only Jared Taylor.
Couldn't be two of us, could there?
Your head.
Voice is so creepy. The voice, just his voice is so creepy, man. Oh,
Well, it's unfortunate that it looks like that we're still getting choppy video, and I'm disappearing again. Okay, that's the ways it goes.
I was seeing it good over here. And you
Maybe I'm having problems with my connection over here. And he's there. He's got the porn stash now, and you can shut it down. Yeah, I'm gonna shut this down. And
oh no.
And the thing is, there we go. Yeah, I don't know why I'm having a lousy signal here. I apologize to everybody, but the thing is, he is.
So we should tell our audience who Jared Taylor is.
Yes, I was just getting ready to say. For those who don't know,
yeah.
Jared Taylor is a white supremacist going way back to 1990. And his whole thing. He runs a newsletter called American Renaissance, and every year he has a conference in Nashville, Tennessee, or just outside Nashville, Tennessee, where he brings basically all the neo-fash, pretty much young neo-fash, out to the woods of Tennessee, out to a state park in Tennessee, where they can pretty much network and talk trash. And they do, and he has a global network of these neo-fascists. In addition, this year this conference is going to be taking place at the Montgomery Bell Park Inn on November 12th to the 14th of this year. Vincent James Fox, who was at the insurrection, He's going to be speaking at this conference, as well as two characters from Europe. Dries van Legenhove, who in Belgium is facing hate crime charges there, as well as Ruben Caleb out of Estonia. They're coming here unless we can pretty much tell the State Department, why are these idiots being allowed to come into this country? If you guys can whip the shit out of fucking Haitians who are looking for political asylum so you can keep them out, you damn sure can keep out these two assholes who want you to do that. Who want you to do things like that. So we're calling on everybody. If you go to idavox.com, look at the sidebar and click on the information about these two individuals and about the American Renaissance Conference. We really got to oppose this thing. I don't know if we're going to be lucky with the Jared Taylor video.
I'll shake your hand.
Why not? I'll do it. I'll shake your hand for now. I'm being cordial because everybody's being cordial.
Your name?
Let's mute. Let's mute.
Mr. Jenkins. Mr. Jenkins, the one and only.
The one and only. And you're the one and only Jared Taylor.
Couldn't be two of us, good there.
Your hand's getting low.
They're trying to.
I just want to let you know when you saw me over there years ago when I was trying to tell you that you was in the wrong line, I wasn't trying to be a jerk.
What line was that?
When you was in the theater line going into the deplorable ball.
Oh, I was not invited to the deplorable ball.
Oh, okay.
That must have been somebody else.
Ah, okay.
Anyway.
I thought it was you.
Well, now, aren't there counter demonstrators to this film somewhere?
People do what they do, but there's really nothing to counter demonstrate. I mean, basically, what are we going to counter demonstrate? Cameras?
Well, exactly. And the other thing is, but I do think some people were going to demonstrate against the fact that these guys were here. I mean, the media's been telling us all that if you're here, you're supporting.
Well, what happened was certain people decided that they weren't going to show up.
Well, who?
The Proud Boys said, I was in Portland and they were saying that the Proud Boys were going to make an appearance. They were encouraging their people to come. And in the end, they didn't come.
Some of them were encouraging people not to come. In any case, if there was going to be trouble, it was going to be because counter demonstrators wanted to make trouble. That would have been.
No, because we didn't need counter.
I got a guy waiting to see me.
Go ahead and do what you got to do. Just want to say hi.
All right, I'll shake your hand.
All right, I'll see you in November. You know what I mean.
Okay.
Good meeting you.
Say.
Good meeting. Yeah.
And
you're still on mute, buddy.
Interesting interaction, man. An interesting interaction.
That was a little awkward.
A little. Oh, just a little.
You're better than I am, man, because I don't think I could walk up to that guy and just small talk him, especially with like the porn stash and the hat. It's just weird,
good
dude.
Spot, by the way. Good spot.
Well, my reel is this. No, I mean, my thing is, no one was going to war that day. No one was fighting. Nobody was. I didn't want to be the person that brought the heat. I just really didn't want to. And there's a time and a place for everything, and it damn sure wasn't the time to do that. So I played it cool. I mean, that's just the real about it. But the thing is, I don't think Taylor really wanted people to know he was there like that.
Oh, yeah,
you don't wear that big floppy hat and the glasses and everything. I'm surprised.
Maybe it was a fake mustache.
I'm surprised he was as friendly as he was to you, because he was not dressed to be picked out and spotted. I mean,
wearing Birkenstocks.
Yeah, man, he looked like, honestly, he looked like a big embarrassing floppy hat. He looked like an old lady going to a beach. I mean.
He wasn't the only one either. His
I could see him right now yelling at his kids that he's not going to buy them $12 slices of pizza and that they have to eat the peanut butter jelly sandwiches that he brought.
His boy, Pretty Brimlow, got upset because he had somebody from VDare. VDare is a white nationalist website that's edited up by by a white supremacist named Peter Brimlow, and apparently he got press credentials for his reporter, but once his reporter got to the rally, he was turned away. So he was upset about that. But that also indicates that there was white supremacists in the audience, despite what the folks on the stage were saying. and they were also on the press list at some point.
Yeah.
So they knew what they had on their hands. I mean, the only reason why the Proud Boys, I think, didn't come up is because the heat was on. Just a couple of days before, Roger Stone, who the Proud Boys are really close to, got served papers for January 6th. In regards to what Jamie says, are you talking about I was trying to keep my enemy closer or him? Because frankly, yeah, pretty much.
He was hanging out with his
I think it
buddies.
was
That's
happening
what he
on
was
both sides. Let me go into these comments here and see what, because I'm missing some of them.
I mean, you're there to document the event, and
yeah,
and
that's really all I
did. And no, that was it. It was, you know, like you said, it was one of the more awkward and cringy interactions I've ever seen in my life. I was squirming a little bit here watching it, but you know, it was important. You remember when you pointed out to begin that clip, you had somebody claiming that there were no Nazis or no white supremacists there, but right there, you have documented not only a white supremacist, but one of the leading white supremacists in this country, if not internationally. So,
and it's interesting too. I mean, here's the funny part about it. For those who don't know, I was on MSNBC just a couple hours before.
yeah,
I was on Tiffany Cross's show, Cross Connection, and I mentioned in particular that conference, and I didn't even know Taylor was going to show. I didn't even know Taylor was going to show up, and I wasn't even thinking about Jared Taylor even coming, because he doesn't come to these things. I've never seen him at a rally like that. The only other place I have seen him outside of something that he's put together was the Trump inauguration, and he was 3 rows in the front.
Where does he live? Do you know where he lives?
Oakton, Virginia.
Okay, so he wasn't that
It's
far. That's what it is.
It's really a suburb of DC. So, you know, I mean, he's a local to the DC area. So, but I didn't expect him there. But I was letting people know on MSNBC that, because they was asking me, and I'm trying to find the link to the MSNBC website, so you can, anybody wants to watch it, they can see it.
yeah.
But I basically said that, look, the reason why I went out there is because we got to know who they are. And the rally itself was nothing more than a roadmap. I mean, they're not really going to put themselves out there the way they really want to put themselves out there at something so public, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
But they are going to put themselves out there at a conference hidden behind closed doors. So everybody's got to focus on this conference and see, you know, what they're up to. I'm going to let you guys carry this while I try to find this link.
Yeah, I was just going to say that, you know, I mean, this is Biden in office. If the election had gone different and Trump were president, not only would these people have been emboldened, we probably would have seen many more rallies like this. We would have seen rallies like this on capitals. We see them going to school boards. We see these people threatening principals, threatening superintendents. Thankfully, they didn't have that. The heat is on them. You know, the Democrats are in power, so you know they're putting the heat on them. State Department's putting the heat on them. The police are putting the heat on them. So thankfully, it wasn't it wasn't what it could have been. That's a good thing. I just January 6th, thankfully, that it looks like it's going to fall away. Not entirely, but this was a way for the right to show up in numbers, and they did.
I think I just lost you.
Yeah. Well, you broke up just a little bit there at the end there, Chris.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
We heard we got 90
minutes. You're going to see a link to the MSNBC article. But
why
you
didn't
can't click on it.
yeah. So kind of the same question I was asking about the Proud Boys, although this January 6th, well, this September 18th rally, this was the premise of it that I read up on was to free, quote, political prisoners. And for those of you on the podcast can't see my sarcastic air quotes, they're flying. But that was, I guess, the premise of this rally. Did you hear any of the speakers? Did you get a chance to catch some messaging and
Yes, I
what's the
did
strategy?
actually.
What's the public facing strategy of this group of idiots?
I didn't want to really dwell on, because basically what right wingers like this say shouldn't really matter. But I did record one speech. I also, oh boy, this idiot Branyard, whoever put together this silly thing, he ended the whole rally by saying "America first, America forever," as in Wakanda.
Oh, really lame.
I was like, America. But anyway, he introduced a guy, and I'm gonna, since you brought that up, I'm actually gonna find the video, because this will, hopefully the video plays well. It looks like that whatever was glitchy on my end is not being all that glitchy anymore. So I'm gonna try to find the video, the one video of the speech that I did hear. It's of a president, not presidential. It's a congressional candidate out of Oregon, and I just felt like videotaping something from this clusterfuck of a rally, and this happened to have been it. And I'm stalling for time because I'm still trying to look for it. But it really, I mean, it, for the most part, to be honest with you, it really wasn't anything all that spectacular when it comes to speeches or anything. When it comes to anything that was going on, for that matter, because overall the event was just crap to begin with, and none of it really was all that important. I mean, frankly, there was arguments. Oh yes, there were arguments that was going on back and forth. There were debates. There were people that were discussing things. And let me see if I can find this.
Let me ask you this, Darryl. Were the people who organized this rally the same one organized the rally on January 6th, or were these copycats, pretenders? Because numbers weren't there. It didn't seem like the same organizations were there. I mean, Jared Taylor's showing up there by himself without a cohort. Was it like a copycat?
In a floppy hat?
Yeah, like he's running to Walmart with a pack of socks.
What I would tell you about the guy who organized it is a guy who's basically an attention seeker. He's always been somebody who has been trying to angle himself into all of this. I mean, he might have been at January 6th, but he wasn't really all that significant. And he most certainly showed himself to be insignificant now. And the truth of the matter is, this is the guy that was this is the speaker, and I'm still having problems with the link. I can see, with the videos, which is unfortunate because there was something else that I wanted to show in this regard. But this was the
Thank you all so much for being out here. We're all here for the same reason, because we know our brothers and sisters, our fellow Americans, regardless of what walk of life they're from, what political party they're from, have the God-given right to due process. That's in our Constitution. Those rights were given by God, not by man.
They weren't given by God. They were definitely given by the U.S. Constitution, especially since this is a secular country. I mean, these characters, they just talk. That's all it takes to be a far right.
Did God really write that into the Bible? Is it chapter 3, verse 12? You shall be given due process?
The Bible isn't where I go to when I hear about human rights, especially that whole Old Testament thing. Really big on human rights.
I guess me and my connection are just gonna fight. I don't know why. I'm gonna have to figure it out eventually. But so I apologize for all of that. But yeah, that was one of the speakers. There was also, and I'm not going to show the video because apparently the videos are showing up or not doing all that well. But
we can, just so people know, on www.njrevolutionradio.com, when we write this up, we'll include the videos that you provided. We'll inlay them.
We'll have to. It's not like It's not like, I mean, you can still see the Jared Taylor one up on Twitter. I tweeted that out. The Philip Anderson one, I haven't put that out because it was a little long, so I just gotta just throw that up on YouTube on Ottervox on the One People's Project YouTube channel.
Make sure the clips get to Leah, and we'll make sure they get embedded in with the podcast there.
All right, I most certainly would do that. But the third one that I wanted to show you that I just don't think it's worth showing right now, there was a guy that the police had detained. Someone said that he was armed with a gun and all of that, and he was masked up in block. So no one knew what he was about. So the police basically surrounded him and carted him off. And then and the reason why they carted him off is because as they were searching him, they found a badge. So they said, "Yeah, let's get him out of here now, right now." So that was the other video, yeah. So, but that was
why are we surprised? Why are any of us shaking?
We really shouldn't be surprised.
No, not at all.
But he's probably. But my guess is that he wasn't really coming for us. I mean, I think that he was dressed in black to probably. Dressed up in black bloc, to be honest, because he wanted to see if anybody was going to fuck with him thinking that he was Antifa.
Yeah, so, he's an agitator.
So if they did, he could have shot him. Yeah, I mean, the truth before, I mean, when and I will talk about the fact that they said the media made it bigger than it was supposed to be. The fact of the matter is they made it bigger than what it ended up being.
Well,
I say this. Because I did get a threat. I had somebody email One People's Project saying, "Dare you to come out on the 18th." So just because it fell flat does not mean that everybody's information was wrong. It just changed. Remember, Proud Boys announced on the 22nd of August this particular rally. They was encouraging people to come, and as things went along, they didn't show, at least not in the numbers that they wanted to show. They did not represent. The Oath Keepers did not represent. I mean, there was some. That's not true. There were some folks out there that were particularly curious, like the guy. There's a QAnon guy, I think, who was there that is supposed to be John F. Kennedy Jr. Remember, apparently this QAnon or there's a conspiracy theory going around saying that John F. Kennedy Jr. Faked his death, and he's supposed to return to take over the United States. I don't know.
He's going to be Trump's running mate.
I like it.
He's going to be Trump's running mate. That's the conspiracy.
I think.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Chris.
If they think he's. I'm sorry. Did he die in a accident in like the 90s? And they really believe this is a QAnon thing, that he is going to come back and run as vice president because, Donald Trump is the be all end all. Donald Trump's going to be president, and John F. Kennedy Jr., who's the son of a Democrat, is going to come back and run with Donald Trump. I mean, but that's like, this is what we're dealing with. These people electing officials to office, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Boebert, this is what you get.
I honestly think that even if John F. Kennedy has not come back to life, that his corpse would make an effective politician in today's environment. I actually think he'd do a better job than most of them.
I would vote for the corpse of JFK Jr. than Donald Trump.
I'd vote for his corpse, too. He's got my vote. Dead K JFK. They could do a campaign just like Weekend at Bernie's. They put him in a chair and do a little thing. Just put glasses on him, and it's funny.
He's long gone now, dude. That guy's... He's sand.
How do we get into this? I'm sorry.
Wait. So, Darryl, I need you to rewind, brother. I'm sorry. There's a guy who shows up at these rallies that looks like that people think is JFK Jr.
Right.
And this guy, he's like a person. He shows up at a bunch, and it's the same guy each time, or is it just people seeing a guy with brown hair?
I mean, y'all can see him on Twitter if you go up to @SocialistDogMom. That's the person that that's who was there that basically identified him for me.
Okay.
I mean, he's a new character to me, but I'm going to see if I can find the Oh, I spelled her name wrong. S-O-C.
We got Caitlin in the comments talking about RFK Jr. Now, RFK Jr. has lost his mind because he's a big-time anti-vaxxer. He's another one who his entire career is a Democrat and a little, but when it came to vaccines, he just lost his mind, and now he hangs out with the far right all the time at these anti-vax rallies, and it's weird. I used to like to hear what he had to say, and now he's just deteriorated into something else.
Incidentally, the JFK guy is supposed to be his name is Vincent Fusca, F-U-S-C-A. It's like fascist, but different.
Vincent.
Yeah, and I just sent the link, and I know folks can't click on the links whenever we post them, but you have them, it exists. So if you can, no, not RFK Jr., Caitlin, JFK Jr.
JFK, yeah. No, but
RFK Jr. is another animal. There is something going on with is RFK Jr. the one that's basically doing?
He's the anti-vax.
Yeah, he's the anti-vaxxer. Yeah, that's
RFK.
I'm actually surprised they aren't using him.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm gonna post something. I'm gonna post an article in the chat, in the comments in the chat, and it's a TMZ article that is about this this Vincent Fusca guy. It's pretty ridiculous.
Incidentally, what we'll do is all these links that we're posting, we'll put it in the video. So Leah, just remember to save all the links before we shut down so we don't lose them. So that way, you see them up on the screen right now, but you can click on them later when we post this video, so we're not being so it's not a problem. But overall, I just want to say the 18th was particularly comforting, to be honest. Let me just put that in a nutshell. Now, let's be real. This doesn't mean that they're not going to try to pop off and continue this nonsense. As a matter of fact, this weekend is supposed to be a series of Free the Insurrectionist rallies all over the country. We got one at 11 o'clock here in New Jersey on Saturday. So everybody's gearing up for that nonsense. Now, I don't know what's going to happen here in Jersey, simply because the last time they were supposed to hold the rally here, they didn't show. Nobody showed, but in other parts of the country, they did. So, check your state and see whether or not your local chuckleheads are going to be holding a Free the Insurrectionist rally at your local state capitol.
Yeah, they're going to be at Trenton.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. In Trenton, they're supposed to be there from 11 to 1. Supposed to be. Not sure if it's actually going to happen.
The last time something like that happened in Trenton, I think remember one dude showed up. I mean, it's like you said, it's comforting to know that they're not having good attendance, but it's also discomforting to know that they're still organizing and able. Even I guess the numbers I saw in some media reports were between 350 and 500 people at the thing. Yeah. And if people came in from around the country, it takes a level of organizing to make that kind of thing happen. It's not nothing. And I'm glad you were out there to keep an eye on it. And it was, like I said, the awkward interview. It's good to point out that, you still have a nationwide network, and that dude Jared Taylor's got money behind him too. Let's not forget that dude can spend as much as he wants. And now, and you mentioned he lives, right outside of Washington, D.C., our nation's capital. This allows this guy to just drive in anytime he wants and influence politicians that may, be sympathetic to his message and all kinds of stuff. I mean, he could, if he's got millions or billions of dollars or whatever he's got from his resort business or whatever the fuck he did, he can live anywhere in the world that he wants, and he's chosen to live pretty close to our nation's capital. It tells you something about the level of influence, and even if there are not a lot of people at this rally, there's still very good reason to keep an eye on this and, to support IDVOX and One People's Project. And, and if you're an activist and you've gone out and protested like they did up here in Maine last week when the Proud Boys gather, thank you.
Yes, because we got to talk about that.
Yeah, I wanted to bring that up because there's stuff going on around the country, too, here. We focused a little bit on the big events, but there's little local things, and if you're, a listener or viewer right now, get with local anti-fascist organizing, get with your local church or community groups or whatever, whomever may be concerned with racists getting together in your area, and let them know that they're there. I mean, and do it safely, and there may be some precautions that you got to take, and that's where we come in. Reach out, send us a message. We're always willing to help people that are organizing against the fash.
Yeah. Now, in regards to that thing that happened in Portland today, we, for those who don't know, I mean, and when I say Portland, I mean Portland, Maine. Portland, Maine, and
the other Portland, the coal,
the other white Portland.
It's funny because it's true.
But in any case, what happened out there was that apparently there was this bar in Portland that keeps on hosting the Proud Boys.
I don't want to say
and this is the gist. I mean, I'm looking for the article that I gave you, Brian.
Yeah, I am too. I didn't want to say the wrong name. It starts with an M, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, for some strange reason, I don't see anything. I don't see what I sent you at all. But apparently there is this whatchamacallit, this bar.
Matthew's Pub.
Matthew's Pub.
Maine.
Was there was a demo outside Matthew's Pub. About not a lot of people. But it was enough for people to say, you know what, we got to do something about the fact that we have these community establishments that are catering to a hate group, a neo-fascist group, and the good people in the good Portland, as Nicole Lothar says, it came out and said, no, you will not do this. You will not bring this element into our community, and so the club is on the hook.
Yeah, well, I think it's Matthews, and this is, I'm getting this from newscentermaine.com. Matthews Pub in Portland came under fire in July when an employee reported members of the Proud Boys were gathering there. That employee said he was fired for refusing to serve the Proud Boy members. At the same time, the owner of Matthews Pub denied our request for comment. So that's coming again to newscentermaine.com. But so basically, yeah, I mean, they seem to support the Proud Boys, not only going there and patronizing the place, but they even fired an employee who tried to stand up to him. So if you think about patron, there's plenty of beautiful places to eat and drink in Portland, Maine. You certainly don't have to go to that shit stand of a place.
Yeah. I mean, listen, the Proud Boys are on borrowed time, and they're going to be dealt with it at some point. I wonder
how their Yelp ratings are lately.
But we really have no business catering to that crowd, and yet we still have these idiots that want to do that. So we just have to call them out whenever they do. I mean, we want an end to this BS, and a lot of these establishments just simply don't get it. So they'll get it.
CJ providing the link. Yeah, CJ providing a link in the comments. So if you want to check that out and help support not patronizing that bar, appreciate it.
Now, before we wrap up, because we got about 10 minutes before we have to give it up, I do want to talk about what we're going to be doing next week. Because hopefully the videos will be working. We're going to be testing it out, but it is going to be pre-recorded because we needed to do this at the time that was best for everyone. We wanted to do it last weekend, but we couldn't get it set up last Tuesday, which is one of the reasons why the delay. We were just out of sorts. We had to get ourselves reconfigured. So what we're going to do on Thursday, we're going to be meeting up with Not for Profit. For those who do not know who Not for Profit is, he is the lead singer of a band called Reconstruction, and he has a new crew out these days called the Brazos Army, and we're going to be talking with him, and we're going to have ourselves a performance as well.
Right.
So like I said, we're gonna be going up on Thursday, I believe, and we're gonna be talking with him. And on Tuesday, you'll get to see what we talked about, and you'll be able to hear him play and all of that. And we're gonna have a good time of it. I think one of the things we want to do in this latest season of Idavox Report is start blowing up some of the more cultural things. I mean, we did it last year with some of the books that we covered and things like that, some of the movies that are coming out. Oh, by the way, Rob Weathers and Lauren Pespiza's
Pespisa.
I said Pespiza. Or did I messed it up? So
yeah.
In any case, Dumpster Fire, which I'm in, by the way.
Yeah.
Dumpster Fire will be coming out. They got a release date for December 1st. That is going to be the
Congratulations.
All right.
That's the anniversary of the day Rosa Parks
Wonderful.
was asked a simple question to which she said, "Nah." It's the anniversary of the beginning of the Montgomery bus boycott. So, but anyway, that Dumpster Fire will be coming out December 1st.
2021, the Dumpster Fire is
2021, the Dumpster Fire.
Give it their website. They have a website for that, right?
Yeah, if we can find it, if we can put
Google
it up, that'd be cool.
2021, the Dumpster Fire, and if Leah, you could put that in the comments, give our comrades a plug. But congratulations, they worked real hard on getting that.
Yeah, they most certainly did. But in any case, here's the deal: we are talking about we want to try to get more bands, more musicians, and things like that who want to come on board. And remember, we had Less Than Dylan Chambers up here on the first show, so
episode 1.
Don't want to be remiss, yeah. And it's their music that we're playing. It's Dylan's music that we're playing. So we want to keep it going. I mean, we got a long cold winter ahead of us, so we may as well just warm it up a bit. So if you know anybody that we should be spotlighting, just let us know. If they especially if they're on the East Coast, we can just travel there, or if maybe they can even come to One People's Project Studios office and set up. But in order for them to do that, I got to trust the living daylights out of them. I don't want anybody trying to be saying that they're anti-fascist band and they turn out to be fash. And you really don't want to piss me off that way, because then we'll be able to show what it looks like when you piss me off live in my space.
There you go.
So, but yeah, I just wanted to put that out. So next week, you're going to be seeing Not For Profit and the Brazos Army. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. If I'm not, I'll be called on it, and I should be. But also, since we are coming to the near end of this and everything, I just want to just say right quick that Jared Taylor, as Brian pointed out, has money. We need money. Brian needs money. And Leah needs money. We need money. Christian, do you need money?
I always need money.
Yeah, we need money to keep this show going.
So
we got, just go to onepeoplesproject.com/donate. We're 501c3. We're tax deductible. If you can make it a recurring donation, it'll be great. I want to keep these programs going. I want to actually hire more reporters, so it's not just me that goes out there and does this work, because it's a lot easier when folks are approached by people they don't know and don't like. So but also, and remember, Man for Punks for Progress, he's been contributing too, so you can too. So if you guys have something that you guys want to offer to Idavox, let us know.
Yeah.
If you guys, we also have merch, we also have t-shirts and stuff like that. I usually have that little commercial that I have up here, but considering the trouble that we've been having with videos today, I don't want to do that right now. So just know that if you go to onepeoplesproject.com/merch, you'll be able to click on and pick up some beanies, some bumper stickers, some buttons, and everything that your little heart desires. So but that's all I got to say. And frankly, yeah, we need support, we need help. we need to beg for your dollar. So
I did want to ask before we go, have you guys heard the new Iron Maiden album?
Ooh, I heard the new single.
I haven't, but I heard it was good.
Saw the new music video.
Bruce Dickinson, I don't know how old he is now, but he can still belt it out pretty well, man. And
I'm going to go with Bruce Dickinson is in his late 60s. I'm going to go.
Man.
He's got to be
early 60s. He's 10 years older than me. He's 63.
63. Okay, so I thought he'd be on the other side of 65, to be honest with you, at this point. But I'll tell you what, musically, I mean, it's Iron Maiden. It sounds like Iron Maiden. They really kind of have their sound with their little triplet, guitar chugging stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It's fun, but it takes you back. So if you're my age, I'm 44. It's worth a listen. It's Brian's musical note for the day.
It's crazy because I wasn't a big Iron Maiden fan coming up. Well, I wasn't into metal growing up, but I really didn't start getting into Iron Maiden all that much until I got a hold. This was only back in 2006. I got a hold of a VHS tape, a home video of past Iron Maiden videos. And as much as people talked about how nice Steve Harris was on bass, I never got it until I actually looked at this video and I'm going, son of a bitch.
He's the only original member of that band.
He is the only original member of the band, and it doesn't matter.
Dude's really fingers are just all over the place, man, when you see him play. Plays with his pinky. One of the big, you actually see him, he strums with his pinky, which is beyond my grasp. I played a little bass, and I always kind of preferred when I played stringed instruments, even when I played bass, to play with a pick. And it always amazed me how, like, Cliff Burton and guys that play with their fingers. But I think Burton was another one who you would see strum with his pinky as he plays, because his playing is that intricate and that complicated. It's fascinating to watch. You're right, man.
Incidentally, I'm a Walking Dead fan. I watch Walking Dead religiously, and there was a song one of the characters sang that came from I'm guessing it goes back into a song that a latter day Iron Maiden song called When the Wild Wind Blows. And it was so good. I was into it just by the character singing the song a cappella. And I was so I turned it on. I turned on When the Wild Wind Blows on YouTube, and I was just like, these motherfuckers never really slow down at all.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like what people would say about the Rolling Stones, rest in peace, Charlie Watts. They know how to do this.
They are the best doing what they do. And I Bruce can be like, he's singer. Iron Maiden is one of my favorite bands. And I remember, like, in middle school, a friend saying, here, listen to this band. Like, it was Iron Maiden's Best of the Beast. It was their greatest hits CD. And I remember buying it in high school, and I love it. It's every song on it is awesome. It's got a couple Paul songs, it's got a couple Blaze songs, but it's mostly Bruce. I mean, and I think Bruce was like pro-Brexit, and then when he realized that his airplanes were going to be a lot more expensive, that blew up in his face. And he has been criticized, kind of like his ideologue of the British Empire, but at the end of the day, Iron Maiden is the best at what they do. And whether it's Paul singing like Murders in the Rue Morgue, I mean, whether it's Paul singing Charlotte the Heart, or it's Bruce singing like Hallowed Be Thy Name, or I don't just Wrathchild. Songs are awesome.
Seventh Son of a Seventh Son was
that's where they added the keyboard, and you're like, God, Iron
Maiden. You guys didn't think we were going to be talking about Iron Maiden in this thing.
I had to bring it up. We talked about art, music. I gotta bring up something because and the Iron Maiden album came to mind.
Check out the song "Run to the Hills." That's a good song. Lyrically, it's a good one.
Well, take care, Jamie. I mean, actually, Jamie, we got to split to ourselves.
Yeah.
Yep.
I want to thank everybody for being here. And why I just said rest in peace, Charlie Watts. We lost a lot of good people. I would just want to run down their names right quick. We lost Sarah Dash from LaBelle. Yeah, we lost her. She was in the band with Nona Hendrix and with Patti LaBelle. And she did Lady Marmalade with them. We just lost her today, or yesterday rather. We also lost Michael K. Williams from The Wire. Omar, Chalky White. He's been in serious things. believe me, we're still missing them. Yesterday we lost somebody named AJ Johnson. Now there's two AJ Johnsons that are famous in black cinema of the 90s. One is is a dancer and a choreographer that you saw in House Party and in Coming to America, I believe. And the other one was in Friday, and I got the hook up. He's the one that passed on at the age of 55. We're gonna miss him. The little guy. Yeah, we lost him. And there's a bunch of other people that we have lost over the past couple of weeks since we were on our break. But truth be told, it's been a rough year for that. It's been a really rough year for that. So
it's been a rough couple of years.
I mean, I'm not even thinking of everybody off the top of my head right now. And yes, right, Nicole. Guys and I in Maiden don't try to look like they're trying to look 25. It's embarrassing to see a 50-ish dude in spandex.
Yeah.
That was one of the reasons why Guns N' Roses got popular back in the day. That was one of the things about them. They were
I'd say, as a lifelong metal fan, I hate hair metal. I have to say that. I
love it.
Yeah, sorry.
I used to not like it when I was a kid because I was a metal guy and I was like, manly man. But I've come to really enjoy like Poison, Motley Crue. Not Kiss.
One of the things that really got me into all that stuff. Well, first of all, I wasn't listening to metal until I started listening to that hair metal of the 80s, and it was just like the straight up musicianship, man. It's just
listen to the start.
I always tell people that if Winger played any other kind of music, if they were a prog rock band, they would get the props that honestly, musically wise, they deserve.
Winger?
I mean, they was like one of the tightest freaking bands.
She's 17, Winger? That Winger?
Yeah. I mean, if you take them away from that kind of music, if you just got them to just freaking play,
you're getting
Rock Morgan.
I'm not going that far with you,
baby. White Snake. You cannot fuck with how did I forget his name? He's one of my favorite drummers, Tommy Aldridge, on drums. So I mean, you can't mess with him. You can't.
There's a lot,
and it's 9:04, and we're still talking. So we got to get out of here, y'all.
All right, man. All right, I'll let you wrap it up. Thanks a lot, man. I'll let you guys wrap it up.
All right. Without further ado, I think we have talked enough. Next week, Not for Profit, Brasso's Army, and you, I hope. We're going to have a ball. Yes, Tyrone. We are definitely talking about Rage Against the Machine. We'll be here forever. You know what? We're going to be talking music next week, but it's going to be music that you didn't hear yet. You will not be disappointed. Take care, y'all. Peace.